we're back. Look at this space, look at this. Look at what we got. Look what we got going on. We've got the floor, there's some ceiling up here, got some walls over here, some over here as well. You wouldn't believe it, there's already a door here. Does it go up? It does, just take my word for it. Let's fix something.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while. I'm giving my fiance's car a service and also trying to work out what's making this nasty clunking sound whenever you drive over a pothole. I've been meaning to get this fixed for a long time. Will today be the day? Let's find out. And here it is. This is my girlfriend's 2012 Ford Focus Titanium X. It's the 1.6 TDCi version. It's a great little car and it's got a few little issues because my girlfriend doesn't look after it quite as well as maybe she could, but that's all good. At least we can fix it. So a few issues, nothing major, but for example here, the brake light is cracked, so we just put some tape over it. This is also damaged. We're not going to do anything with that. So the brakes need doing. I'm not going to touch them because they're probably going to be quite hot. I was just driving up a hill, but you can see there's a proper lip on that. They look terrible. This is going to brake so much better after we do a change. So brakes, she needs some new tires because they're pretty bald. But you see a big gouge there. Jeez. Look at that, lovely. Engine oil needs doing, so we're going to have a look at that. Speckling on there, that's weird. Lovely. Got car freckles. Same here actually, that's interesting. I wonder if that will just like sand out or something. So the headlights both work. It just throws up a code. I don't know what it is. It's past MOTs, so we're just going to keep using it. It's got a little dent here where the previous owner hit a cyclist apparently. So that is someone's butt maybe? I'm not sure. Coming around to the driver's side, you can see there's a crack here. And if we open the door, or even if we look here, you can see it like doesn't quite sit properly. And if you open the door, you see there's a load of scratches. That's where I locked the keys in the car and then had to basically break in, which was quite fun. Took me a couple of hours. Had to use a coat hanger. Eventually got the door handle, managed to catch it and unlock it. So I've been meaning to paint that. I'm not going to, I can't be asked. But yeah, apart from that, great little car. Runs really well, very economical. As I say that, the brake fluid sensor light comes on. It only comes on when the car's on a slant, which is really weird. Just having a look at the brake fluid here on the slant, and you can see it's in there, looking pretty gross. And obviously that is slanted down, so that should be a lot higher. So yeah, we're gonna have to top that up. So let's give it a little service and sort it out. So we've got a few little things to fix. We're gonna do the brakes, we're gonna do the oil, we're gonna have a look at the clunking, we're gonna have a look at the brake oil as well, and then we'll just have a look at other sort of little bits that need fixing. So let's get back to the garage. Okay, first car in the garage, it's exciting. Honestly, thought I'd have a bit more space. Still got loads of space, but thought I'd have a bit more. But hey, we're in, we can work on it. It's warm, it's dry, got lights. What more can you ask for? Cool, let's get to it. So one of the issues with this car is there are quite a few engine management lights. I think there's like a common issue with the ECUs not working properly. Something we'll have a look at today. Let's see what else we've got. Okay. Check tire pressure, we'll check that, but I'm pretty sure it's just a sensor and I'm not changing a sensor today. Headlamp malfunction, they all work, but again, I think it's just like a corroded connector. Engine oil change due, that's one we can fix, that's what we're gonna do. And that's an easy one, we'll do that one too. Cool, all right, there we go. That's the list. Because I took it for a little drive, the engine's warmed up, which means the oil is gonna be a bit more no, what's the opposite of viscous? Not viscous. The oil's going to be a bit more not viscous, it'll be a bit thinner, a bit more runny, a bit more water-like as opposed to like honey. We're going to drain it out as it is, we'll swap out the filter, just let it drain for a little bit, and then we'll move on to the brakes, and then once it's all drained out, put the bolt back in, and then we're good to go. Let's get some oil out. Oh, something just popped off there. Oh, it's the wheel, oh no, it's all falling apart. Oh. We kind of need that actually. Put it back on. Might be time to get a new jack. That's better, we'll just chuck that bit over there. Let's get that oil. From the box. Got my creeper, which I've never used, which I'm quite excited about. Still trying to work out how to use this creeper. And I'm guessing it's going to be a 19 or a 17. If it's not, that's going to be annoying. Definitely not 17. Definitely not 19. Let's try it again. We got 22, 17. I don't know who thought it was gonna be a 17. Here we go, getting it now.
Wow, Jesus. Okay. You gotta remember, this is gonna be molten oil because it's been running for a while. So I have to be super duper careful when it comes out to not burn myself. Is that lefty loosey or is that righty tighty? Oh, here it goes. Here it comes. There it is. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's not too hot actually. When I put it back in, there will be a new washer that will go on this bolt just for extra security. You know, you just want to make sure you're doing things proper. That is almost drained. That was quite quick. And that's because the oil was warm, so it flows a lot better. So we'll let that do its thing. Pop that trunk. Oh.
I've been trying to think of all the things I've done to this car in the 2 years that I've owned it. Some of those things include changing the DPF, which is an absolute pain on these cars, getting the headlight to work after corrosion because there was a crack in the headlight, changing the tie rods, suspension arms, and doing the clutch 3 times. I know, it didn't need it doing 3 times. I basically did it wrong the first 2 times, but that's cars, you just do stuff wrong.
Right, so we got the old filter, we got the new one. See the difference, black and yellow. So we're just gonna pop this one out, go, try not to spill anything, give it a clean, and the new filter in. There we go, clicks in nicely. Go, new seal is on and properly seated. So we put it back in. Just gonna crack this off. Lovely jubbly. Also not milky, which is always nice. What does milky mean? Head gasket failure, that's right. 3.75 litres in here. Got 5 litre 5W30. This is how easy it is to do an oil change. Literally got markings on the side to mark litres and 500 millilitres. And we're just gonna pour in until all 3.75 litres are in there. Oh, yeah, I've already dribbled a bit. 3.75. Super easy. If you overfill it, it's not the end of the world. Don't go crazy and chuck in 10 litres, but the car will just burn it off. Let's see how much oil was actually in the car. Small caveat, there was already 500 millilitres of oil in here from a different project, so well, it'll be 500 millilitres more than that. Let's put it in. Let's see how much we've got. Overall, let's say 3.25. There was already 500 ml in there, so 2.75. So we've potentially lost about a litre of oil since the last time the oil was changed, which is not great, not terrible over a year or, you know, a year and a bit, but yeah, good that we changed it. So this is old oil. Rub it on your fingers and it just kind of disappears, doesn't really become anything. Whereas new oil, it stays oily and it keeps lubricating the engine parts. That's why you change your oil. You have oil in your engine, but it's not doing the same job as new oil. Next, brakes. What do we have to do first? Take the wheel off. Where did I just put the locking wheel nut? I have no idea. Here it is, it's behind me. Of course it is. If you don't have an impact wrench, these things are amazing. If you do car stuff, get one of these. Doesn't even have to be a high quality one. Even just a cheap one will help you out a lot. Because if we were to take the wheels off just by hand, we'd have to have the car on the ground, crack these bolts first, not take them off, just loosen them enough, and then jack the car up, and then you can take them off. Wheel off.
Here I'm loosening the 2 bolts that are holding the brake calipers onto the wheel.
There you go, chain through somewhere like that. Just give this a little clean. Get rid of any sort of rubbish that's on there that's just accumulated, a bit of surface rust or just crud. This is great. It's obviously just a drill, and then this is an angle grinder wire wheel attachment, which I've just put a bolt through so I can use it on my drill, so it's a bit more sort of accessible and usable. So fun DIY trick there. I'm gonna spray some copper grease on now, just a little bit, just to help things stay happy. Oh my goodness, look how good this looks compared to the old one. I love that. There it is. Oh, lovely. It's always nice when you've bought the right thing. That's on. Now we can look at pads. Pads don't look that bad. Oh yeah, actually. it was time to change them. Look at that. Don't know if you can see there, look, like a dip there where it's obviously been wearing in more. And then I'm going to put that in the right way.
When you don't have the right tool for compressing calipers, just use a vise.
So that's done. All I need to do is just put the brakes on, tighten the bolts up, and then the wheel can go back on. In the meantime, I'm going to have a look at this clunking here.
When you engage first gear in this car, it makes a clunking sound, and I think this is where it's coming from.
You can hear it got like a little bit of play before it engages. The noise that you can hear when you're driving along, like change gear, it does that, and then it starts driving, so I reckon that's the issue. That probably shouldn't be broken.
I'm just taking off the hub locking nut to see if I can see anything or if it feels loose. Unfortunately, I can't see anything obvious, so I'm just going to put it back together. This needs changing down the line, but that's not a job for today.
So all I'm going to do to fix this is tape it up somehow, and then I'm going to use some of this Gorilla Glue, which expands into kind of this like tough foam, and that will hopefully just fill in those cracks and just hold that together. So. How quickly does this dry? It's time for the reassembly. Onto the bolts, please and thank you. Plop that in place. So that is on.
On the back of the calipers, you've got two little rubber dust covers. I took them off and forgot to put them back on, but easily fixed.
Always good to do it in a star pattern as well. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Doesn't matter which one you start on, but it just evenly tightens them up. There is a correct Newton meterage for it, but we're not going to use that because who does that? I'm going to take the jack stand out. And we're going to put it back in because we've still got some stuff to do underneath the car.
Now onto the other wheel. The first wheel took me about 2 hours and this one took me half an hour. Once you know what you're doing, it's so much quicker.
Right, brakes are done, wheels are back on. Pretty sure that's all done correctly, I hope. We'll find out when we're driving, which is always the best way to find out. Let's get under the car and find out what that knocking is. I don't really know what it is yet. I've got an idea. Fingers crossed it's that, because I've got some parts to fix it if it is that. If it isn't that, then we're just gonna have to work it out. So let's get under there. Okay, so next on the list, we're gonna be fixing that clunking that was coming from the car. I think that it is the engine mount where it connects to the body. How do I know this? Why do I think this? Because I took the car apart previously for the clutch. I think I didn't do this bolt up tight enough, and then it may have fallen out while we were driving. So I reckon it's clunking around here somewhere in there. So I'm just gonna get a crowbar, just gonna see if we can hear anything or see anything. I wonder if the mount's gone. You know what the issue is? The bolt that I put in, too long. It's rubbing, there we go. I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, so I just need to take it out and cut it a little bit, and that should, in theory, fix the clunking. That has been cut off, hopefully enough. There's a bit of metal. There's like a tube on the inside, which is metal, and I wonder if that's what's making the clunking. I bought these rubber pads. I reckon if I can get some of that, put that underneath, hopefully that will stop the clunking. How do I cut it? They're quite thick actually. I thought they were going to be way smaller. Big old chunky boys. I got anything else? Yeah. So I've got this. I wonder where this came from. We don't need it, it's fine. It's thin, it's rubber, it's got some sort of sticky liquid on it, but if I put a little hole in that, squeeze it in, it should be good enough just to stop the clunking. So
I just got the mount out because I just wanted to see what it was looking like. It's a bit worn on these metal bits. See here, it's a lot more worn. I don't know if that means that that's what's rubbing, or if it was just because the bolt was too long and it was hitting that other part. I'm just gonna put it back in. That bit of rubber that I cut, probably just gonna put it on this side where it's a bit more worn, and then hopefully having the bolt cut down, that will be it. So see what happens. Sweet, so I put the bolt back in. I wasn't able to get the rubber in the end. It was so tight already that I just couldn't fit it in. So just bolted it back up, super tight. Seems to be a lot more solid, and you could feel that it wasn't going to rub on the top anymore. So fingers crossed that's that issue fixed. Next, we're just going to top up the fluids. There's still a bit of a coolant leak, so we're going to top that up as well. And then give it a test drive. See what it's like. Definitely not just putting water in this. Whoops, oh no. Alright, wiper fluid. The wiper fluid cap is missing. I didn't just put the glove on for fun. Nice. Or maybe I did, I don't know. Pull the lids back on, please. Last bit I'm going to do today is some diesel injector cleaner. Don't know if it works, probably just snake oil, but is it worth just putting in anyway? Yeah, I've already got it, so just chuck some of that in, and then we'll go for a drive, see how the fixes have fixed. I feel like I did that last time too. Whoops. Right, let's see if it's driving any better. Right, here we go. Kind of hard to tell. I'm not really sure. The mount that I've fixed, definitely fixed. Put the bolt on, super tight, should be fine. I'm gonna have a look at the suspension. I'm gonna have a look at some of the ball joints as well, and just see if anything sticks out. Hopefully it won't. Well, no, hopefully it will. Hopefully something will stick out, and then we just fix it and then it's done. It looks like the thing that I thought it was that I've fixed wasn't potentially the issue. So I'm going to get the wheel off again. I'm going to have a rattle around of everything and see if there's anything that feels like it's a bit loose or sounds like it's a bit loose. And hopefully that will be the thing. There's nothing like glaringly obvious. Get a crowbar. That's nice and tight. Everything seems pretty tight there. Okay, so my next guess, I wonder if maybe one of the engine mounts isn't in properly. They look fine. I think I'm going to need to take apart a few of the bits here just to get to the engine mount and just see if that's the issue. To get to the engine mount, the air filter and the battery housing need to come out. But once I got to the mount, it all looked fine, it all looked tight, so put it back together and it wasn't that. Right, wasn't the engine mount. I don't know what it is. Simply as. Everything looks safe, everything looks fine. It's past the MOT like that as well. So I'm going to put the wheel back on and just give it a little wiggle. That's my last guess. So after that, it's just going to have to live with it until it dies. Right, calling it a day with this car. I've done everything I can, at least for now. I'm going to have a think about it, see if I can think of any other things that might be causing the clunking. Brakes are better, oil's better, coolant's topped up, wiper fluid's topped up, brake fluid's topped up. The car's in a better place than it was this morning, so I'm happy with that. But anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.